Home. What defines home? Oh god. Does something become home? This is not home. I can never call this home. Pure instinct. My hands go over my head as I prepare for another bombardment of code. Rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding, bolt head, litter, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a dock ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a tarn hardest. I begin to hyperventilate as my compulsion grows. The images won't go away. Images of me driving the knife into her flesh continuously, fucking her body with the blade, making a mess of her. My head starts going crazy as my thoughts start to return. Shooting pain assaults my mind, go along with my thoughts. This is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. How could I ever let myself think these things? But it's unmistakable. The lust continues to linger through my veins as an ache in my muscles. Unreleased tension experience my entire body. Stop it! Make it stop! Scream out in pain. There's absolutely nothing else I can do. I'm down to the floor, drenched in sweat. Looks like my body's been stabbed hundreds of times. And yet, there's no blood. No wounds. No proof. Absolutely no proof that this world is a living nightmare. But you can hear me. I know you can. I nearly jump at the sound of my phone vibrating. Reach into my pocket and read the message. What's up, Monica? I'm ready for a hangout today. We'll meet at the ice cream place, okay? That's weird. How come Monica doesn't get the phone UI? So MC gets it, but Monica doesn't get it? What is this? Favoritism. Okay, but how was Zero able to keep up with that, Zero? How did you read that? I didn't say all of it. Some of it went a little too fast for me, but I was able to say some of it. I wasn't able to keep up with the whole thing, but I was able to keep up with a bit. Typical Natsuki. That's 2 emoticons in 1 sentence. Still shaken up from a few minutes ago. I placed my phone back in my pocket and shakily lift myself up off the floor. I have to play along. Curious what'll happen in the game if I try to enter areas that never existed before. Even now, this house doesn't feel like home. I look down and my uniform instantly transforms into my casual clothing. Would have been nice to at least have a few more options. Alright, Monica? You've got this. Okay, so this is another weird thing. I'm sorry. I don't... She doesn't question the fact that she has a casual outfit, which I think is very interesting. Because if you remember, in the base game, she mentions about the fact that she doesn't have one. She's like, I don't even have a casual outfit. You never got the... It's like, I don't even have a casual outfit in the code. So it's like, yeah, she doesn't even think about the fact that she doesn't have a casual outfit. So that is definitely a little interesting. Now, to be fair, maybe we could make the argument that Monica only realizes that she doesn't have a casual outfit in Act 3. You know? So maybe it's the sense that she only got that in Act 3. So because this mod is a Monica who hasn't reached Act 3 yet, she was just given one and just feels like she always had one, potentially. So it could be that. That could definitely be it. She made one. It can't be that she made one because she argues about because she just commented on the fact that it would have been nice to have more options. So it definitely wasn't her making it, because if she made it, then she could make more options. So it could definitely be the case that you can make the argument that in Act 3 is when she noticed she didn't have them. She didn't have a casual outfit. Everything's going to be all right. Set my hair and head outside. Makes sense. Yeah, that's what I was like, that's my little... I was like, it probably makes sense with that. I don't remember ever seeing this street before. Was this always here? I look around at my surroundings. A little painfully obvious that everything around me is a game, but there's other people around. Birds chirping. Trees lightly swaying in the wind. What the hell is going on? Continue down the street, following the directions Natsuki gave me. It's the first time in my life that I felt enamored by the world around me. It's mostly because it's all something new to look at. I always just used code to get me where I wanted to be. And while I wouldn't like to jinx it for myself, not a single glitch, flash, or anything of the sort has tormented me. This has to be some sort of joke. Stop my tracks when I see a familiar sight in front of me. Wait, no glitches. Okay. So, this once again makes me think that every time Monica tries to... It's every time she tries to mess with the world, I think. Like, if she just sits there and just accepts the world for what it is, nothing bad happens. But anytime she tries to mess with it, like, for example, when she was going to Sayori's room to try to mess with her, you know, anytime she does something against just being where she is, it's like she gets hurt by the game. It's like her, anytime she doesn't want to accept it, I guess. It's weird, yeah. It's like anytime she doesn't want to accept it, I think it causes her pain. It's definitely interesting. At least that's what I'm thinking. Natsuki. A girl who is nothing more than your typical tsundere trope. Was denying any sort of emotional connection with just about anybody. It always somewhat annoyed me. Constantly babbling on about her manga, thinking that she can do whatever she wants. I remember having an argument with her on how the club should be handled, even before I started to succumb to my epiphany. She always wanted to do things her way. Aha! So you weren't thinking of ditching me after all. You don't think I'm that mean, do you? You have your moments. Let's get going. I'm dying for some ice cream. Natsuki walks up and stands next to me. It's awfully short now that I really look down at her from this angle. It's kind of funny. So, Monica, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? It's a little vanilla, if I'm being honest. Oh, haha, very funny. Wait, is it literally vanilla? I smile and nod. Heh, I knew it. You always seem like a vanilla type of girl. Really? I'll give you that impression. Oh, I take a lot of online quizzes. Quizzes? Like, those personality quizzes? Yep. Most of the boring answers that you probably would have chosen led to vanilla flavor being your favorite. Hey! It's my favorite. Also, didn't Sayori tell Natsuki that Monica's favorite was vanilla? Also, once again, so... Alright, now... Here's my actual final theory. I'm thinking this mod has its own version of the side stories. By that, I mean it has its own version of what happened pre-epiphany for Monica. I don't think the side stories actually happened normally, because obviously we're getting some information that Natsuki told them in the side stories, and then there's some things that happened that actually did happen in the side stories. Like Sayori saying, is this the napping club? She mentioned how it was just me and her and Monica when the two of them joined. So I think this mod is running off of a slightly altered version of the side story events, which is interesting. At least that's what I'm thinking. I might have been overthinking it too much, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going with now. You figured it out. As I'm saying, I think the mod is going with a slightly altered version of the side story, which I think is very smart by the mod to do, because I remember mentioning a lot of the time where I said that if Monica were to get her epiphany after what actually happens in the side stories, I feel like she'd be way more accepting of the girls and would not try to delete them. So I think it's very smart to have the side story, some parts of the side stories happen, but not all of them. An altered version to where they didn't really all get as close as they actually did. So that, you know, all of this can still happen. You know? So I think that is a very smart way of tackling it. Because, yeah. Because I will still stand by that I do not think Monica would delete the girls if she got her epiphany after the side stories. Like, I will stand by that. Like, I do not think she would care. Like, I feel like she wouldn't be able to bring herself to even, like, be that rude to them. Considering, like, how close they all got. Also, I'm offended because I like vanilla ice cream, and I'm not boring. Right, chat? Boring? You think I'm boring? Well, no, not necessarily. You just give off those vibes, I guess. Alright. Here she goes again, assuming things about me. Why are all of you saying I'm boring? Why are some of you not answering? You guys are mean. You don't know anything about me. You never will. Besides, Sayori insisted I get you vanilla anyway. I just need to confirm it. Okay, there you go. He dead? Huh. Can't believe Sayori remembers. Even I kind of forgot about it. Maybe... No, that's not it. Yeah, now let's get going. Stare at her body movements as we walk side by side. They're natural, like how any normal person should be walking. What makes this so weird? What do you see, I wonder? I don't see anything, Monica. I do see moving clouds in the background. That's pretty cool. But I don't see anything else. She's not moving for me, Monica. I'm sorry. All right, just down this street, and we'll be at the ice cream parlor in no time. Natsuki follows close by as we make our way down the street. As I look at all my surroundings, I'm astounded by the amount of people walking around me. It's a strange sight, because it's all game code. Every single one of them. The problem is it's painfully obvious that it's game code. None of this is real, and yet I'm the only one who knows that. That's what's making this entire experience so frustrating. It'd be really easy to just... Here we are! Club presidents always go first. Says this somewhat sarcastically, but opens the door for me anyway. Thanks. Wait. I'm sorry to throw in another theory, but just a quick one. What if her saying that it'd be easy to just... What if she's not thinking about killing herself? Because she mentions, then I wouldn't be able to talk to you. That doesn't make any sense. Monica can still talk to us even when she was deleted in the game. Is she talking about getting rid of her awareness? I don't know. That's just food for thought. As I walk in, an assorted set of aromas fill my nostrils. It smells heavenly, which only makes this even more aggravating. Why is this happening to me? Hey, Natsuki. This isn't really an ice cream parlor, is it? This is more of a cafe. Ah, there you go again. Getting hung up over the details. Just like to call it that. Only ever come for the ice cream anyway. I see. It smells really good in here. Right? It's awesome. Of course, this is compared to my own kitchen after I make cupcakes. I wouldn't deny that one. That's the same as killing yourself, kinda. In Monica's mind, it is. That's why I'm saying that. Because the way she's talking about it is as if it is the same as killing herself. Because remember, Monica even mentions that she would rather know her world is fake than live in a fake world. So the fact that she's always sitting here saying things like, it would be so easy to just, like, you know, I think she's talking about, I could be totally wrong if she is talking about killing herself, but I'm starting to think it might be about her removing her epiphany. Like, it would be easy for her to just remove her epiphany and just live her life like the rest of the girls are. That's gonna order 2 ice creams. 1 for each of us. I chose vanilla and she chose strawberry, which is pretty predictable if I'm being totally honest. Strawberry, huh? Did your online quizzes get that right too? They did, actually. Spot on. You just let those quizzes make all those decisions for you or something? No? Do you really think I'm that childish? You have your moments. I decided to parrot what she told me a few minutes ago. Let's go sit down and eat our ice cream together. I feel like arguing with you. Don't have to tell me twice. There's a seat close to the door, but far enough so the sun isn't bothering us. So, I've been meaning to talk to you about something club-related. I brace for impact, because I know for a fact she's about to ask about manga. Have you decided on it being able to be part of the literature club? Oh. Maintains eye contact. She takes in a spoonful of ice cream. Well, I don't know, Natsuki. Like I said last week, manga is pretty childish in my honest opinion. Oh, come on! You don't seriously think that, do you? Well, the honest truth is, I don't really know what to think about it. Oh. See, that's more understandable. I can see how some people would be deterred by the cute art or the colorful color pages. But completely ignoring or denying its significance in the grand scheme of things is just closed-minded and dumb. Take the neon take the neon, oh my god, Evangelion! Fucking, why can't I say Neon Evangelion? There you go, jeez. Neon Evangelion Genesis, for example. It's a manga that deals with some pretty heavy topics. Heck, stuff Yuri would probably like. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Maybe. You both seem to be the same way and just keeping a close mind about these things. Alright, I get your point. So then, what is it that you want? Yuri would like Berserk. Let Yuri read Berserk. Yuri would like Berserk. I don't know, now I'm imagining Yuri read Berserk, and that sounds hilarious to me, but I also think she would like Berserk. Yuri likes fantasy stuff. I think Yuri, she likes fantasy and dark stuff. I think Yuri would like Berserk. Maybe Full Metal Alchemist, potentially. But, like, I feel like Yuri would like Berserk. Steins Gate? Yuri would probably like Steins Gate. Give Yuri One Piece. Yuri wouldn't like One Piece. Yuri would not. Natsuki would like One Piece. Sayori would like One Piece. Yuri would not like One Piece. Yuri's not reading any shonen. The closest shonen you're getting to Yuri is Full Metal Alchemist. Because it doesn't follow too many shonen tropes as hard. So what is it that you want? Me, personally, I want my taste to be treated just like everyone else's. The reason why I wanted to join the club in the first place, you know. Which was... You seriously don't remember? Wasn't that long ago at all. I wanted people to feel free to express themselves through literature. Does manga just not apply to that or something? That's what I find so hypocritical about that. Always push people to feel free to express themselves at first. But I guess manga doesn't apply. And hey, a little birdie told me that you're looking for romance manga once. Don't even try to deny it. I actually can't remember exactly why, but I feel my face turn hot. Well, Sayori, wasn't it? Heh, that response confirms it. I doubted Sayori a little, but seeing you get flustered like that says everything I need to know. But anyway, that's my gripe with that. Oh! No! No! Brain blast! I'm sorry. That sounded like I got, like, hurt by something. But, guys, I'm okay. No, wait. Oh, my God. This conversation. No, not like any theory or anything. I feel like I'm supposed to do this. No, I'm not making... Monica doesn't remember. This entire conversation has been about how she can't really remember a lot of the things she talked about with them. That's why she isn't that close with them. She doesn't remember. Now all of chat's saying, oh, she doesn't remember. Her epiphany got rid of some of the memory. When she got the epiphany, it got rid of some of the memories that she literally shared with them. That's where I was like, she actually doesn't remember. That's probably one of the reasons why she is like slightly feeling wrong about doing this and why her head hurts, because I think she's remembering every time she tries to do something. I think like her brain is still, there's still that part of her that remembers all of the good times she had. This ain't a game theory, this is a game fact. I don't want to say it's a fact yet, but that's what I'm like, she can't remember. What if it just got rid of some of her empathy? That's also, yeah, it's like her not remembering, I'm thinking, got rid of some of the empathy that she has, I'm thinking. Because, like, if she actually had a bunch of her memories, I feel like she would be able to fully understand more about the girls. But the fact that she doesn't remember a lot of the stuff she's saying to them and is only remembering it when they bring it up is, like, that's definitely one of the reasons why she's probably so, you know, like, you know, so, like, it would be so heartless towards them. Plus coupled with the fact it doesn't seem like they all got as close as they did in the regular side stories. But still, the other thing to back up why she sees them this way is because she doesn't seem to have all her memories all her memories back. She was so entranced, though, she just forgot. Maybe. Either she might have been so entranced or just so focused on everything being fake that she just forgot about it. Again, we could be wrong. Who knows? Or like the epiphany fogged her mind and essentially blocked out some memories. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Amazing Chris. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it might have fogged out some of her memories. Anyway, that's my gripe with that. Can't advertise your club that way if you're already letting your personal biases get in the way of other people's interests. Okay, I see what you're saying now. I guess I should apologize for that then. Thanks, but I'd like to see it actually put into action. Let me talk about my manga in the club next week. That's how I'll know you're being serious. Sure. Continue eating your ice cream in silence. Also, I guess since I'm already talking, might as well bring it up. I don't hate the fact that they brought up Evangelion by name. I don't know. I feel like in a weird way, it's like I'm not mad about it, mainly because I'm like, I guess it's better than if you had to make up some weird synonym name for Evangelion, and that would be really weird. Neon Nintendo and Evangelion. So it's like, I'm not super upset about the fact they used Evangelion by name. It is a funny thing to hear Natsuki bring up Evangelion in a DDLC mod, but it's not too weird. I don't know. I don't know why it's not too weird. Maybe it's because this isn't like a serious moment, and also because they haven't overabundant, like, you know, threw a bunch of references at us. Or hell, they're not sitting here and like, you know, breaking down Evangelion and saying like, you know, Shinji and stuff like that. Like, she just used the name of the manga, so it's like, I guess it's not too odd. Sure. Yeah, it's not like they straight up talk about the plot of Evangelion. Yeah. It's like, so I didn't hate that they brought it up. I feel it makes sense why they would reference it here, I suppose. It's better than, I guess, making up a random name that obviously sounds like Evangelion, because then that just sounds silly. You continue eating your ice cream in silence. It tastes just how ice cream should taste, I guess. But it feels real. Speaking of manga, though, this is one manga that I've been reading. It's about this girl who struggles to communicate with people. It's super adorable and very relatable at times, too. That's how I knew Gizzy wrote this. Like, oh, man, I wonder what they're talking about. Okay. Huh, what's it called? Shoko struggles to communicate. He changed the name. Used her. Freaking. That's funny. Okay, but in some cases, this is kind of funny. Right on the nose with that title, huh? You could say that. Oh man, you don't understand the sheer and utter hype that happens when a manga is getting animated. It's super cool to see characters that have been static for so long come to life on the big screen. Yeah, I can see how that's exciting. Like down on my ice cream, I suddenly start feeling extremely angry. Natsuki's voice starts to fade away. I start having tunnel vision. What am I even doing here? Why am I even entertaining this right now? I'm wasting time. Wasting time with this template. This girl doesn't care about me. She can't even if she tried. She's just a stupid tsundere trope. Nothing more. Back up towards Natsuki. You're not Paul, Monica, you okay? You're not looking so good. Come on, let's go get some fresh air. Can't move. I'm completely immobilized by anger and fear. And yet, as her soft hands grab mine and help me out of my chair, I end up feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Almost as if my body's been craving this feeling for what seems like ages. The rest of my being is telling me to move her hands away. But I'm some sick and twisted notion. I allow her to help me up and out of the cafe. Hey, can you walk? Are you feeling okay now? Yeah. Can we get out of the city? Sure, I know a park that's not too far from here. Think you can manage? I slowly nod my head. We arrive at, once again, a place I never even knew existed. Almost like all of these places are spontaneously appearing before my very eyes. To everyone else, it seems like this has always been here. Here we are. It wasn't too far away, and there's not too many people here either. So, what's up? What happened back there? The ice cream wasn't that bad, was it? Lightly smile. No, not that. I didn't say anything before because I wanted to make sure you're okay first. You're giving me a really mean look. First, I thought I said or did something to upset you. I know you're angry. I can see it. And? It's pretty obvious, quite frankly. I'm mad at you too. I was hoping we could both talk things out and just let off some steam together. I've been very stressed out lately too. But if the club has noticed it. I don't know why you felt that you had to lie to us about Yuri. Or why you'd encourage her to leave a place she really enjoys. So, I was hoping I could have some answers about that. I want my assumptions about you to be true. I look out at the pond in front of me, watching the sun slowly dip below the horizon. Natsuki, before you continue, I just want to say that I don't want to hear any apologies. Because they shouldn't be for me. Alright. Okay, Right. I've been stressed out lately. Nothing has been going my way, and I'm getting sick of it. So, I guess I just wanted to take control of the situation. I wanted to do what I felt was right. You thought sending Yuri, a girl who really enjoys the club, away from everyone was the right move? What kind of a bad call is that? I know. I messed up, alright? I can't think straight. So, I get that you have a lot of responsibilities and all. You want to know something, Monica? Points a finger directly at me. You're going to need to step up a little bit more. Excuse me? Nah, you know I'm right. Sure, I don't need to explain it to you. You're the leader of the club. Making decisions like that isn't right for any of us. It's only detrimental. We're all worried as heck because it just seemed like such a sudden and rash decision on the both of you. To make matters worse, Sayori needs us all right now. You really thought sending Yuri away was a good idea? Yeah, as if. Okay, I get it. Messed up. Bad. Yeah, you really did. I only stand in shock and confusion as I try to recover from the verbal onslaught this girl just gave me. It was so raw and full of emotion. She sighs and joins me in overlooking the pond. There's a pretty long silence between us. I have no idea what to think of her anymore. She's no longer that childish girl I've always seen her as. There's a surprising amount of maturity in her character. An amount I wouldn't have expected from her at all. As her hair flows in the light breeze, I think to myself, is there a chance that I could be wrong about everything? I slightly shake my head at the idea. There's no way. And after everything I've gone through, and everything I've done and wanted to do. Sorry. For what? Lashing out at you like that. You don't need this right now. It's just the club. It's a special place to me. Just like it is for everyone else in it. I made something great here. I want what's best for it. Don't you? I look down at my hands and fiddle with my fingers. Yeah. That's what I meant earlier. I know you're stressed. But you'd let me. We can work through it together. We have to. It's... Natsuki pauses and visibly winces. This is as if what she was about to say would give her great pain. Never mind. I won't say anything. You don't need to hear it. Is it about your father? Natsuki's eyes widen. No! What even gave you that idea? Sorry, well, I am the club president after all. Kind of my thing. Brushed my head nervously. I really mean to just outright say something like that. Just sort of came out. Natsuki's body language shifts pretty dramatically and slouches down as if trying to hide herself. Treading on some real thin ice there, Monica. Am I? You seemed like you wanted to talk about it just a moment ago. She doesn't budge. How about I tell you something? About what? About me. Something about myself. Yeah, alright. Out of Natsuki's view, I slowly move my right sleeve back and gaze at my wound. It was somewhat fresh from a few days prior. I never really knew my parents. I don't have any memories of them. Of course, I know I must have had parents. Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing here right now. The harsh truth of the statement is I genuinely don't know how I came to be. My entire reality isn't real. How am I supposed to know that I did or didn't come out of thin air? Roll my sleeve back down and turn back towards Natsuki. Give me a look of sympathy that I didn't expect to see. I never do. But I figured maybe this is a chance to talk about how I feel. About all my experiences. Even if she's just lines of code. She's still listening. Sometimes you get these dreams. My mom is there, watching over me, making sure I don't ever give up on my goals. Or with my dad, helping him plant flowers. Can't help but crack a smile. And sometimes I'd play piano for them. Let out a sigh. It's hard trying to explain these memories that I don't even know myself how real they are. Especially to someone who wouldn't understand that even if she did know. But in all those dreams, I can never seem to remember their faces. It just feels like I'm all alone without them. I take a deep breath. Almost as if they were never real. Sorry, that probably sounded really weird. Not at all. Responds quickly. I lost my mom at a young age too. I'm sorry to hear that. I used to say sorry to myself all the time too. That isn't necessary. Natsuki sighs and looks towards the horizon. When she died, my dad, he was never the same. Got more strict, more assertive, and never stopped pressuring me. Spent a good portion of my childhood wondering if I was a bad kid. And if I could have done more for her, my mom. Could I have told her I loved her more often? Could I have given her more hugs? I kept feeling sorry for myself. My dad only seemed to hammer those ideas in. But I realized something. What would that be? Looks down at the ground. On the day she died, I was very little. Barely understood what was even happening. But I stood right by her side. I remember she looked at me and asked, "Be strong for me. Never let anybody push you around or tell you what to do." I'll try my best to live up to that. But even then, I still feel like I did the best thing I could have done for her. I held her hand, but I loved her, and said goodbye. Natsuki looks back towards the horizon and smiles. I follow suit, doing my best to hide the tears that are now flowing down my cheeks. Why? You know, it ended up being pretty nice, huh? I swiftly wipe my face and look back towards her. Yeah, for sure. I think I needed this. Had to be of service then. Thanks for sharing that with me. I'm glad we could find some common ground and understand each other a bit more. Yeah, that wasn't easy, but it just felt right. I'm still mad at you, though. I'm glad I understand you a bit more now, too. Natsuki suddenly pulls out her phone and looks quite surprised. Shoot, I was supposed to be home 20 minutes ago. Natsuki quickly straightens herself out and starts heading back towards her house. Sorry, Monica, I have to get going. Oh, and by the way, Saori misses you. You should try to hang out with her, too. See you on Monday. Wait, what? And just like that, the short, pink-haired girl runs off without looking back. Leave me alone with my own confusion and feelings. What is this reality I found myself in?
Bro, that was a goated scene! Oh! Bro, that scene was so good. Huh! Dies from peak. Get that fucking. What's that dude who like fucking the gif of that dude shaking his head? Is peak. It's so good. Zero turns into Mickey Mouse. Oh, so good. That scene was so good. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again. Didn't Gizzy listen to you about having more Monica Natsuki interactions? I think that's why I loved that scene so much, because it's so underrated, dude. Natsuki and I feel like I love the way Natsuki and Monica can interact with each other, because I'm just like, people don't like do it enough, because like it is honestly one of my favorite, like I think it's one of my favorite like fucking things, is not like one of my favorite interactions. I can't even, I'm like freaking, the scene back was so good. I'm like messing with my words. I feel like it's such an underrated duo, is Natsuki and Monica, because I love the way that their personalities kind of clash with one another, and they also feel like they can be at odds but also not at the same time, and it always feels like they're more of a like equal footing to a degree, a lot more than a lot of the other interactions with Monica. You know, like, because Natsuki, because unlike Sayori and Yuri, if Monica, like, says something teasing or something, they'll just kind of be like, Monica, you know, or, like, Sayori just be like, hey, that's not fair, meanie, you know, stuff like that. With Natsuki, if Monica teases her, Natsuki will bounce back, you know? Like, she'll get mad, but she can bounce back, and then also, she's probably the only one I think can actually hit Monica, and Monica could be like, oh, you know, because Natsuki's not afraid to speak her mind. Sayori might do something, you know, Sayori can tease Monica back a little bit, but Natsuki is the one who isn't afraid to say what needs to be said, and Monica's also, I think, the second person in the club to be that way, too. She's able to challenge Monica, exactly. Natsuki's able to challenge her. They're able to challenge each other. That's why I really like their interactions with one another a lot. Like, I feel like they're such an underrated pair. You know, like, it's so fucking good. It's so good, yeah, and I love that scene, because it really showed, because Natsuki didn't let Monica get off easy, you know? She told Yuri to leave, she didn't let her get off easy, and she made sure she kept that there. However, Natsuki knew to care. She didn't know to just sit there and just be mad at her. She let Monica explain herself, and then still felt sympathy, mainly because that's Natsuki's character. Natsuki's a goated character. Oh my god, you're trying to tell me all of the girls are goated characters? Surprise. I just find it funny, because everyone always says things. They're like, all of the girls are so deep, and then there's Natsuki. She's just a bitch. And it's like, okay. She's not. Like, she's just as deep as the rest of them. But yeah, no, that was such a good, this is such a fucking good such a good scene. But yeah, now I guess my interpretation of the scene, because Fixer's giving his. He says, I don't know why, but I read that scene as more so Monica making up a story about her parents in order to try to understand the fake reality more. I think she was telling the truth, because she even mentions how she doesn't see their faces. I think those are legitimate dreams that she gets. Like, I think, though I could see your point, though, maybe. Saying, like, you know, a way for her to tell Natsuki how she feels without actually telling her. I could definitely see that, you know, but but in my personal opinion, I think that's actually real. I think she actually does get those dreams, and it's something she never really told anybody, because as she points out, she never really talked to anyone. So it's like, how do you tell people this stuff? But also, yeah, that scene did exactly also what I wanted it to do, which I was like, no, if Monica hangs out with Natsuki at the cafe, I'm like, that's going to be a really big eye-opening moment for her. And it was! Like, I knew it was going to be, because I was like, this is going to be a really big eye-opening moment for her about them, about how real they are. Like, I think this is going to be very important. And to me, at least, so far, it seems like it was a very important scene, because it helped them understand each other more and helped them both get closer to one another. So, yeah, no, this is definitely, that was definitely a very important scene. But yeah, no, I love that. I love seeing Monica Natsuki interactions. Yes. But also, I just love the scene. That scene was just really good in general. That was really nice. I like that. Very good, very good. But I think we should stop it here, because this is the start of a new day, and I feel like this is probably the best stopping point for now. But things are getting interesting. it seems like Monica is, I feel like Monica's starting to accept her world a little bit. Not fully. She still has her doubts, it seems, obviously. It's not just gonna go away over one cafe scene. But, you know, she's starting to accept it. And it's getting a little, the biggest example is she kept seeing Natsuki as she's just a tsundere trope. That's all she is. That's all she is. That's all she kept saying in her head. And then it came where she started talking about her mother and everything. And she was like, oh shit, she's way more than that. You know, it's like she actually started to realize that Natsuki's way more than just the tsundere trope. I think that's very interesting. Also, hold up. Wasn't there like a thing? Yeah, because it's also... Yeah, okay, I just had to make sure before I brought this up. Because it's also funny because that's Monica's thought process in Act 3 also. Where Monica brings up tsundere, Natsuki as a tsundere. And she's like... Yeah, she's like, I'm pretty sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was he was really the embodiment of that. You know, like she mentions how Natsuki is just a tsundere. So it is actually really cool to see that this is literally how she thinks, how she sees the girls. I remember with the girls' problems still being a factor, when Natsuki's home problems still become more noticeable, when Monica be like the base game and have snacks for her. I am interested to see how that would go too. I am curious. I feel like this is definitely something where I don't know if Monica's going to continue to try to make them undesirable. I don't know if Monica even knows what she's trying to do now. I feel like this is definitely going to put a shake in, like shake her plans up here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. But I guess that's just the point. We just have to wait and see. Won't we? But anyway, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to download this mod for yourself, the link is in the description below. And yeah, this has been Zero. Peace.